Hi guys, it's Beverly. I know it's been a long time since I did a video, and I got my water here. It's just that I've been lazy. I sit in this chair in the living room and I crochet multiple hours a day, and I just really enjoy it. But normally I film in the bedroom, and it's like I've just been lazy. I don't want to take all my stuff in there. I just like being in here. And it's like I have stuff I can show you, but I just haven't taken that extra effort. So now I'm going to take that extra effort. A couple of you have asked, you've sent me messages checking to see if I'm okay. I'm fine. We're going through, different things with my husband's skin cancer, but he's making excellent progress. We have the best doctors, no melanoma. It's just squamish or squeamish. It is squeamish. And basal cells. So we are doing fine with that, and it just takes time. But myself, I've been good. So I just need to not feel badly about having, this set up for you guys, because I want to visit, I want to talk to you guys and show you what I made and different things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a baby blanket set that I just finished, a sweater and a hat. I'm going to bring that and show it to you. And then what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to do a scarf, a knitted scarf. Let's see, what is it called? It is a posh neck scarf, and I'll show you the pattern in a little bit. It's a free pattern, and it's all knit and pearls and yarn overs. And I'll show you how I do the provincial cast on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the blanket. And let's see, do I got the right side facing? I keep seeing ends, I haven't sewn it. This is a star blanket. And I gotta tell you about this pattern. And I put this border on, shell border. Okay, and the blanket measures 36 inches from the star points to the other side. And it's made with, sorry if I bumped the camera, it's made with Premier anti-pilling. I don't think it was DK. I don't have the ball band near me. It wasn't DK, it was a number 4. Premier anti-pilling number 4 weight. And the reason I attempted this project was right here, this lighter pink, okay, and it was like a variegated or whatever you call it. It was donated to our crochet club, and it was Deborah Norval baby yarn. And I went on that website, that yarn substitution website, and the closest it came up with was the Premier anti-pilling. So I decided to order it. Of course, the Deborah Norval, I tried on eBay and every place else to get another skein of it, but I couldn't. So I went on the Premier's website and I ordered the white and the hot pink, and as you can see, it matches pretty good in the color scheme of things. See, there's the darker color there. And of course I went on the Premier website and I was looking for a blanket pattern, and it came up with the star blanket, and the pattern is on their website to a degree. So I was making it. A pattern called for a K hook, so I got the K hook, And I started, of course, in the center. Now, I attempted this blanket 4 times. And what kept happening was the center of the blanket was like pooching out. So it kind of was like, when I got into this part, the stitch count was off, okay? Because apparently the stitch count was larger than what from the center than as you went into the star points, I guess you call it. So I attempted it again in case, you know, my tension was off and whatever, and I kept trying, and I did it like 3 times. Okay. And I kept ripping it out, and I thought, well, my friend, she has a spot or, you know, enough room in her home where she can block it for me. And I thought, okay, that might work too. But then it was just too wonky. So I went on the internet and typed in the Google search star blanket. Sorry about that.
So that crochet will fit in the mailbox?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can talk to you, right?
Yeah, you can. Okay, so when I searched, I found, of course, lots of star blankets on the internet. Now the pattern from Premier, the center was a little bit more intricate, and that was great. But the stitch count was off, I believe. So the woman that I took it from, or borrowed, you know, the pattern I used, instead of having, when you get up to the points here, the Premier pattern had you do 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So what I did is her pattern had you do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then on the other end of the point, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, or you can even do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, where the Premier pattern only had you 2. And then when I started doing that, then I did not have my bubble in the center, okay? So I think the Premier pattern is great. I love the intricacy of the center. This is not it. And this border is similar, but this is not it. I changed that up as well. So I would give that Premier Star blanket a chance if you want to make a star blanket. But just keep that in mind. Maybe it was my tension, maybe it was this yarn. I liked the idea, it prompted me. I would make it again and try that with 3 doubles, 3 chains, 3 doubles, instead of 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. So that's my tip on this star blanket. So the next thing is I had to make a sweater. Now it's a little flashy in this hot pink color, but I think it came out cute. And I used the another lady's pattern, and if you can see this, it's got front double crochets, and then this is front post, back post. The neck is half double crochets, and front post, back post on the bottom, and the hat. So here's the hat. I made the little hat, and I did, what did I do? I think I did half double crochets on the last 2 rows of the hat, and I did the fans, and then I started the hat with double crochets. So that's that. That's the only finish that I have here. Like I said, I'm getting ready to start this scarf that has the provincial cast on. So let me show you that pattern. It's a knitted hat. Scarf. It's a scarf, you guys. Okay, now this is an old pattern, so let me see if I have a better picture of it that I haven't all marked up. Okay, so this is the pattern. Now, I do it in 4-weight yarn, so it comes out wider and bigger and fluffier than that. So let me just tell you about this pattern. This, where is it from? It is from 2011. Classic Elite Yarns out of Lowell, Massachusetts. Okay. This pattern is called the Posh Neck Scarf. Posh Neck Scarf. Classic Elite Yarns. Now, it calls for cashmere. 70% silk, 30% cashmere, and a 50-gram ball. Okay, so they use, what do they use? A size 6 or 4mm crochet hook. Crochet hook, knitting needle, sorry. I use a size 8 crochet, size 8 knitting needle, or whatever matches the yarn, okay? And so I'm using a worsted weight. I'm gonna make this scarf in black, because I have several of these on my Etsy shop, and I need a black one to put up. So I'm going to make it out of black yarn. I'm going to tilt the camera and show you how I do this. Now you can see I got lots of notes on my pattern and stuff. And I'm going to show you how to do the provincial cast on. So it says use provincial cast on method. Cast on 24 stitches. And then you're going to start the pattern, and we're going to do the neck, which is this part right here. So you start in the back behind her neck with a provincial cast on. Then you knit, I believe it's 8 inches. It is, because I made this 100 times. 8 inches, and then you make your leaf, or whatever you want to call that. It looks like a leaf. And then after you finish your leaf, then you go back to the provincial cast on, remove the yarn, which I'm going to show you, and that'll make more sense. And then you knit the other side 8 inches, make your keyhole, and finish your leaf. So this pattern is free, or I didn't check to see if it's still available, but it's a free pattern when I got it. And I'm going to do the provincial cast on with size 8 needles, because I'm using worsted weight acrylic yarn. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I hope this setup is okay for you guys. I just want to show you. Now, this is a knitting needle that I've had for a very long time. I don't have the packaging right in front of me. I don't store it in the packaging. But I have this chart. It's a Susan Bates. what's it say it is? It's a knit check. And you can check the size of your knitting needle. Now I know this knitting needle, it's gold color, is my 8, size 8, which is an H or a 5. Okay, so I know if I can get it in there easily, it's an 8. If it moves around too much in the 9, or it won't fit in the 7, then I know this is an 8. So if you buy some of these needles, let's say at a yard sale or estate sale, or you inherit these, or you've had these needles and you haven't knitted in a while, this chart is great. It also helps you with gauge if you ever do gauge swatch. It has a ruler on the bottom, and it's from Susan Bates. And I'm sure there's others out there, but I use this one. Okay. Now, let's start our provincial cast on. So with the provincial cast on, it's different than a long tail cast on. How I do it is I take the yarn I'm going to work with, which is the black, and then an off color yarn. The off color yarn doesn't have to be too long, but you want it to stay in place during knitting, in this case half of your project. So it's, long enough to do 24 stitches. Okay, so the first thing I do is I hold the two of them together and I make a slip knot. You don't have to have a tremendously long tail, or at least I don't. Okay? I take my knitting needle and I stick it through the slip knot, and I have both of them on my hook. I'm going to say that more than once. On my needle. Now, the red is not the working yarn. The black is the working yarn. So what happens is the red one, when I do my cast on, I do the red one and then the black one. Okay? So the working yarn goes through from the right side, and the provincial cast on goes on the left. So I do as if I'm doing a long tail cast on. Okay, now you don't count the red loop, but you count the first one. So now I have 3 on here, and I need 24. So I do my cast on, and the red yarn is always on the bottom. See, it's on the bottom. And that's what we're going to be picking out later when we do the second half of our scarf. So I got to do 24. $18. Okay, now I have 24 on here. Now, I'm using a circular needle because that's what I had close at hand. I don't know if I have a straight set of needles that are size 8 or not. So there it is, and then there's the provincial cast on. So however you cast on, you use that yarn. It has to be on the bottom because you want your working stitches to be on the top. So you can do any cast on you want. And then what I do is I'm not going to be knitting this red stitch that's on here. I'm just gonna knit this black one and then let it hang down. I don't do anything with it until I'm ready to take it out and do the second half of my scarf. On this end, I just leave the red one hang. I don't do anything with it. So, where's my pattern? Okay, so the first row of this is to knit 1, and that's going to be considered your edge stitch. Your first stitch and your last stitch are always going to be knitted. So we're going to, according to this, we're going to garter stitch. Okay, so the first step is to knit 1. Okay. And then it says knit 2. Purl 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to do all the way across. We're going to knit 2. We knitted 1. We're going to knit 2, purl 2, all the way to the end. The last stitch will be a knit. On row 2, we're going to knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, all the way across. And we're going to do this for till our work measures 8 inches. Okay, so I hope you guys can find the pattern on the internet, and I will be coming back with this project as my work progresses. I'll show you how to take out the provincial cast on, and if you want to check out my Etsy shop, you'll see versions of this scarf. It's a keyhole scarf, and just for some trivia, I sold several of these scarves in black and navy to some police officers in Chicago on Etsy. And then I also sold one of these scarves to a jockey. She's a trainer, jockey, and her picture with her feedback is listed on my Etsy shop. So that's what I'm doing, you guys. I'll catch up back with you later. Love you guys.